welcome back to my channel. This is Lexsa with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I have neglected for quite some time on my channel, and that is femininity. Femininity, we're going to talk about it again. I have been dying to talk about at least my journey and things that I have learned on my path to growing my feminine side as a woman, and child, I got some things to tell y'all. So if you are interested in learning how to develop and advance your feminine side in 2021, make sure that you keep watching this video. But before I get into the content, make sure that you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and follow me on TikTok at Lexsa Marie. If you do want to keep up with me, ask me questions, etc., you can always contact me there. But after you do all that stuff, we're just gonna hop straight into the content. So before I get into the tips and things that I have learned, I just want to say this past year has been very interesting for me. I feel like a lot of the tips that I did share in the beginning of my journey, I used probably majority of them and have seen a difference in my overall mood and my aura. I also feel like a lot of it has to do with my deepening of faith, and that alongside with my femininity. I've definitely tapped into my spiritual side more during quarantine along with my feminine side, and I have heard from people there's a little bit of a difference in just how I go about different situations, how I carry myself, and just like my overall being over the past year. So I'm kind of happy with how things are going. Sometimes I do slip and I get a little, I get a little petty and I get a little unnecessary, but for the most part I have been doing pretty well. And for the fact that like I'm 20 years old, like I know I look old, but like I'm only 20 years old on this journey. I know there's people here that are probably younger than me, older than me, but it's just crazy like how much I've actually grown in just 1 year. So I just wanted to say that obviously I'm not saying that I'm perfect. There's still things that I'm currently working on to this day, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a process that I'm going through as well along with you guys. So the tips that I'm usually going to give you are going to be slightly biased because I'm probably using those tips too. Another thing that I wanted to mention, if you are new to this whole femininity thing, if you've been seeing it all over your explore page or whatever it's called, your recommendations, I am not saying in this video you need to strip away all your masculine traits, you need to strip away this, strip away that. We need both energies to have the other, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying I want to completely remove my masculine side. I know my masculine side needs to be there in order for me to get work done and be on my grind and be on my hustle, and also just to be a person that has more direction. You need to have that masculine side as well. So I'm not saying to eliminate it, but a lot of the women nowadays are more praised for being masculine, especially Black women. And for me, in my perspective, I see it almost as a negative than a positive, because a lot of the things that occur with us in particular is that we're then masculinized and we're then perceived to be masculine as if we're men, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that at all. I feel like a lot of people try to dehumanize Black women, so I feel like to restore humanity, one thing I am trying to do with my particular content is to show that we can do both, and we can possess feminine traits and still have our masculine traits as well. Particularly, I want to enhance and elevate those feminine traits, just because I want to lead more with my femininity when it comes to things not related to work or things not related to my career. So like my relationships, my friends, things of that sort. I just want to lead more with my feminine side than my masculine. So that's what I'm about here. If you are like, oh my God, I can never, and you want to be a more masculine person, that's 100% okay. It's not like you can't be a masculine woman, but at least for me, the treatment and at least how I perceive myself is a little bit different now because I've been on this journey, and I'm happy. I'm happy, at least with myself. So if you are someone that is trying to get to that point as well, where you want to walk more in your femininity than your masculinity, especially in those relationships or even with yourself, this is going to be the content that you need. But let me just hop into my tips, all right? Because my tips are, I think they're pretty good, okay? I think they're pretty good. So we're just gonna hop into the very first one. Tip number one is to take care of yourself. So when I'm saying this, I'm talking about your mental health, okay? I'm talking about your physical health and your spiritual and emotional health. And I'm gonna keep saying it, at least for me, my spiritual health has been so good. I definitely have been getting into my daily devotionals. I'm not gonna go in too deep, but I'll just say over the past couple months or whatever, I have been able to deepen my faith and build my own relationship with God. And I felt like that has kept me protected from getting my feelings hurt, questioning the roadblocks and turns in my life, and just allowed me to accept a little bit more instead of always fighting back with situations that come and cause obstacles. In terms of my physical health, I have been getting back in the gym, okay? I told myself to get back in the gym. So I have been getting back in the gym more just for myself to feel better and just to feel good while I'm working out. I don't know, I just feel like a different person when I exercise, along with just maintaining my self-care routine. I don't know if you all have a self-care routine, but that is something that is very important when starting this journey. I would also say as well, just having any routine, if you just like to have routines throughout your day, is a good way to kind of tap into your feminine side, whether it's like cleaning and then you do your hair, you do this, you do that. I love to have an agenda. So if you are someone like me that likes to do that as well, I would definitely recommend that to begin your feminine journey. Just little things, little tasks that you can give yourself throughout the day. But going back into just taking care of yourself, this also pertains to just putting yourself first. Like, put yourself first. Sometimes we tend to, you know, be so caught up with what everyone's doing and care about everyone else and be so focused on everyone else, especially, you know, mothers, you know, they tend to go into that whole realm. I tell my mom all the time, like, you know, it's okay to pamper you. Like, it's okay to be selfish. But I definitely feel like that's very important when it comes to this in particular, just because when you neglect yourself, you can't do anything else right. So that's why I say this is so important. You know, take those off days, take care of yourself, do your hair, do your makeup, because it does help you feel better about yourself. Helping your outside, helping your inside is gonna just help you overall as a person. So I would definitely say, for number one, just take care of yourself in its entirety, all right? Whatever that means to you, take your baths, read your books, take care of what's going on in your mind, just different things of that sort to help you tap into your feminine. This is probably the more controversial one, at least what I've seen in my previous comments, and you know what, it is what it is. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. But number two is to adjust your appearance, all right? And sometimes we tend to forget that, you know, our outside says a lot about who we are and how we express ourselves. So if you are someone that is trying to elevate and work on your femininity, I have a whole bunch of content like pertaining to feminine clothing and how to boost your feminine wardrobe. So you guys can all check that out. It'll be up there. But when I'm saying this, all right, and I'm speaking in the now, when I'm saying this, I'm just talking about experimenting with different fabrics, experimenting with different colors, experimenting with different garbs. And whatever that means to you, it means to you, because you have to understand, you also define what femininity looks like for yourself. So I know people come from different backgrounds. I'm not, you know, I'm not tone deaf. There's Muslim women that wear hijabs and they have to wear hijabs. So there's ways that you can be masculine in a hijab, and there's ways that you can be feminine in a hijab. You can just change the color, you can change the fabric, you can change the pattern of the fabric, just anything of that sort. It makes a huge difference. And I know obviously there's other cultural differences. People are more conservative, people, you know, show more. So it all is about grace and taste. And that's what I just like to say. So I talk about it in my other videos as well, but at least in my mind, there's nothing wrong with wanting to wear a fitted top or fitted jeans or fitted pants. But one thing, and this is just also a fashion thing to say, to stop yourself from looking tacky, you know, if you're wearing a tight top, wear some loose bottoms. If you're wearing tight bottoms, wear a flowy top. Like, there's just different ways that you can go around it by still showing your style without necessarily being tacky. And again, some people like that. Some people want to wear the tube top with the booty shorts, and that's just them. Okay, that's just them. But if you're here to work on your femininity and to look more adult, I would not recommend that. And again, do what you please, but just try to find ways to be tasteful and graceful without compromising your true style and what you like. And again, whatever that means to you, I have a whole bunch of videos on it. It will be linked above, but just try to experiment to find what you like. I know for me, a lot of my friends know this, I refused. At one point I said, I will never, ever wear a skirt. I will never wear a skirt. It is the booty eraser. I would never wear a skirt. And I pulled out a skirt one day and I was like, oh wow. I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. I had a flowy skirt. I tried short skirts. I tried pencil skirts. I tried a whole bunch of stuff. And I found skirts that I personally liked myself. And I loved it. Same thing with dresses. I only wore dresses to church. All right. But since I want to say began my feminine journey at least around 19 years old, I really started picking up wearing dresses. Like, now I look for dresses not to just wear when I go to a party, but just to wear when I'm outside, just to wear, you know, going to the store, because I just like to look nice. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know people like to put down others and say, oh, why are you all dressed up, why you look like this, why you look like that. Don't worry about them. Okay, don't worry about them. They got their little sweatpants and their wife beater on. Let them do them. But if you want to go out and you want to wear a flowy dress, beautiful dress, enjoy the weather, do you, all right? But I am just encouraging, okay, since we have so many options as women, wear whatever you want. Wear whatever you want, but wear it with grace and wear it with taste. Wear it with grace and wear it with taste. That's all I'm gonna say. The third thing I would say to do when starting your feminine journey is to learn to let go. Learn to let go. Because we're not about to be the angry black woman trope on here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have learned to just laugh, and this might sound a little crazy, but I will laugh in people's face when they try to call me names, make fun of me, you know, do me dirty. I just laugh it off. I just laugh it off because, you know what? I can't dwell and hold on to something that no longer serves me. I can't dwell and hold on to something that, you know, isn't meant to be in my life. So I would say and recommend to you all, if you are dealing with a person that is giving you a hard time, let them go. If they want to leave, if they're asking, let them go. Don't even beg. We don't beg. If people want to leave your life, let them leave your life. If people want to give you a hard time, argue with you, let it go. If it really doesn't seem important enough to argue about or to have a discussion over, don't even worry about it. Don't even stress about it. Because one thing that people tend to do is stress about situations, then they realize later on it wasn't even that important. So I would just say, like, when it comes to this, if something isn't going your way, if people are, you know, moving different in your life, especially when you're on this journey, don't dwell on them. Okay, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Again, you come first. So another example would be if you're having disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and you just kind of like dwell and you marinate in it, instead of just embracing it, learning from the situation and letting go, it's going to eat at you, and it's going to allow those other masculine traits, those toxic masculine traits, to come out. So I would definitely say this is where you want to tap into your feminine. And one thing about the feminine is the ability to let go and be passive. Just let go of those situations. I'm just keep saying, let it go. Let it go. Like, let it go. Because you cannot control everything in your life. And again, this is from a spiritual perspective. The best way that I have been able to let go is by telling myself that God is doing this in order to prepare me for something even greater. Like, that's what has, that thing right there has helped me get through so many situations y'all don't even understand. Like, people have left my life, people have entered my life, people have caused strife in my life, and I haven't been upset for more than 45 minutes over it, honestly, because I'm like, God is doing this for a reason. So if they want to leave, they ain't coming back, but they can leave. They can leave, and I will calmly, I won't slam, I will calmly close the door and lock the key. So it's helped me get through those situations. And I believe, again, if you are a Christian woman watching this, or even not, if you're a woman of faith, just understand that there's something higher that may be working that you can't see yet, that is going to allow you to get into spaces that you've been trying to get into. So don't stress, let things go. If it really does bother you, you know, bring it up calmly, nicely. But if you see it's going somewhere, just let it disappear. So the fourth thing to do when beginning your feminine journey is to find your own feminine. One thing I would say to do, and I know this has to do with seduction, but I feel like that is a part of femininity. Read Robert Greene, The Art of Seduction, okay? Because he talks about multiple archetypes of different types of women and men in history that have been able to seduce and allure people and bring people in with their energy. And one of the people he did talk about, I believe, was Marilyn Monroe. And it made me think and figure out that not every woman, not every feminine woman is going to have the same type of femininity, whether it's outside or inside. So they all have the similar, you know, umbrella, you know, words that go with being soft, passive, blah, blah, but it looks different in so many women. And I wanted this to be a part of it as well, because I know a lot of people on YouTube think, oh, like, you know, these girls out here are all wearing dresses and all wearing pink and all doing this and all doing that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Girl, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not the case, and that's not the case over here. At least for me, I take into account not only my blackness, but me being a woman. Those things are connected for me. I can't just say I'm black. I can't just say I'm a woman. I'm a black woman. And the things that are pushed in our media, pushed by different influencers, is archetypes of black women that I am not a fan of, okay? And I'm just going to say that flat out. I don't appreciate the struggling black woman trope. I just don't appreciate it. It was cool for like the first couple slave movies, but now it's just like, it's like what sells almost. And I just wish that, you know, yes, that can be represented, yes, that can be shown, but I just wish that there was other representation of different types of women, i.e. black feminine women, women in luxury, things of that sort. So that is again why I wanted to talk about this so much. So if you understand that and you are a black woman yourself, you would understand that that's why I don't have one exact look for quote unquote black femininity. My femininity can be different than your femininity. I'm more like that bougie, you know, luxury type girl. Like, I might show a little skin but not too much skin. But you know, other people, in terms of their femininity, it might be more modest, it might be more conservative, depending on their religious beliefs or just their personal preference. So it looks different to everyone. I hope you guys do not think I'm trying to go by Eurocentric beauty standards, whatever beauty standards, baby. That is not happening over here. That is not happening over here. I'm not trying to be like nobody's mama, nobody's homegirl. I'm not, we're not doing that. So make sure that you are trying to define it for yourself. Obviously with some guides, you know, there's YouTube. But take all that information, take this information in and try to define it for yourself, because you're uniquely you, okay? Your femininity is going to be unique because it's coming out of you. So just be careful in your journey, because I know some people tend to, oh, you know, they see someone, they're like, oh my God, you're so feminine, I want to just embody you. No. Figure out what femininity looks like on you and what best suits you and express it. Don't try to be like somebody else or look like somebody else or sound like somebody else or walk like somebody else. Have your own walk, have your own class, have your own style, have your own hair, have your own whatever you want to do. Don't try to compare your femininity to somebody else. Number 5 is to work on your confidence. I say this every single time. I say this every single time because when you are going through this journey, people are going to try to test you, okay? People are going to try to bring out that masculina. They're going to try to bring it out, and you have to be able to just be so confident and love yourself. Be so confident in yourself to just dust it off, all right? There's been times where people have tried to say, oh, yeah, she looks like a man, she looks like this, she looks like that, are you trans? Like, they go into that whole thing, right? And if you're black and you're dark skinned and you don't look like a white woman or ambiguous black girl, you've probably heard it once or twice. So when I hear comments like that, I just laugh. I just laugh because over the past couple years, at least for me, I have been building my confidence, like building my confidence to the point where people, you know, they might even think I'm cocky, but you know what? I'd rather be this than to be miserable and insecure, okay? I'd rather be this than miserable and insecure. I'm gonna just say that. But I think this is probably like the core thing it takes to be a beautiful feminine woman, regardless of who you are, because if you are not confident in yourself and what you're doing, what you're saying, it's going to pour out of you whether you want it to or not. It's going to show in how you walk. It's going to show in how you speak. It's going to show in how you carry yourself. Your insecurities are something you can't hide. Sometimes people try to hide it, but if you're really, really, really insecure, you're going to wear it on your sleeve. And I can't say exactly what you can do specifically to work on your confidence. I do have a video on it where I kind of went into some depth, at least how I became more confident, but it's going to take time. This is not going to happen overnight, which is why it's a journey. So this is probably the key point right here. Make sure that you are working on your confidence and your self-love, and you are giving more love to yourself than you're giving to anyone else out here, all right? You give love to yourself first before you give it to anyone else, all right? Because how you gonna love yourself if you can't love nobody else? Or how did the saying go? I forgot, but it's something RuPaul said. He said, how can you can't love yourself, well, I'm gonna just put in the clip.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? If you can't love yourself naked, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else naked? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
But if you don't watch RuPaul Drag Race, then something wrong with you. But yes, just make sure that you are confident, because it will make you glow different. It will make you smile more. It will make you just overall unhappy person. And also when those people are trying to beat you down or whatever, you won't even fret. You won't even shift, because you will be so strong in loving you that whatever somebody on the outside says to you won't matter. All right, and this goes into number 6, which is very similar to number 5, is to carry yourself in grace and class. All right, and I already see there's gonna be paragraphs written down, so if you're writing a paragraph, just delete it, boo, because I'm probably not gonna care. When I'm saying carry yourself in grace and class, do you have to twerk on live? Do you have to twerk on live? Do you have to use the eggplant emoji like all the time on your social? Like, there's just some things that, you know, it's cute when these little celebrities do it because they're gonna make money regardless. They're gonna have fans regardless. But, you know, regular, degular, schmegular, well, you're not regular, degular, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I know you're a baddie. That's what I mean by class and grace. Classy women don't twerk online, okay? They don't. Classy women, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. At least for me, I am trying to work on being a little bit more of a mystery, just so not everyone is all in my business. But this has to do more with just how you carry yourself just physically and how you carry yourself on social media. So I know social media plays a big factor in how people are perceived. So just be mindful with what you post. Just be mindful with what you share. Just be mindful. If you want to share some crazy ratchet stuff, put it in your close friends. Put it, you know, where your homies can see it, where your girls can see it. You don't need to plaster that, post it, repost it on your main permanent account for the whole world to see, okay? So with this, just moving with grace and class, just make sure you're staying, you know, appropriate. I don't want to say it, you know, and get in trouble, but you know what I'm saying. Just don't do no crazy stuff, twerking, showing your boobs, all that. Try to understand that you are something that not a lot of people can afford. That's how you have to think. You are someone that not a lot of people can afford. So giving it out for free is not an option. They don't give out diamonds on the street for free. You're a diamond, okay? You are a sparkling, uncut diamond. They don't just have that on the streets. They don't just have that on the streets. They don't just have that twerking in front of an iPhone 5S. Diamonds are protected. Diamonds are priceless, nearly priceless, high value, all right? So if you know you're a diamond, don't have everyone be able to use you, to buy you. You're expensive. So however you want to see that, sis, you can see that, all right? Carry yourself with grace. And the final thing that I would say to begin your feminine journey is to listen instead of speak. Listen instead of speak. And I put this in my how to be unbothered video. I'm gonna have it up there, but you need to start listening to people instead of being so quick to argue. Please, sis, are we here? Girl, because I get to the point where I just laugh. Like if I don't want to argue, if I don't want to respond, I just oh boy. Like I know that's bad, but hey, some things don't even really need a response. So I would say for you as a maturing young woman or already mature woman, you know, sometimes we are pushed and we are pricked and people try to press our buttons. But you have to understand, people, when they're allowed to speak, will always expose themselves, will always expose their true intentions. If you give people a platform to speak and let them speak as much as they want, they will always expose themselves. So instead of interrupting them, instead of getting your point out, listen to everything that they have to say and process it before you even move your lips, because it might save you a lot of breath. Okay, and I'm trying to help y'all save breath. So if you're listening to someone, you're arguing, and you can hear that this person is basically pouring to you that they're a hater, pouring to you that they're insecure, you just listen. Because if you keep interrupting them, all you're gonna hear is yourself talking. All you're gonna hear is yourself talking, and you might even slip and spill something about you. So instead, just sit there, nod your head, make sure that you are attentive and listening. You peep something, you just go, okay. There's not much you can do, sis. There's really not much you can do. So with confrontation, again, let it go. Let the person speak so you can listen and learn. Because the more you speak, the less you're gonna learn about what they're trying to tell you, all right? Especially in relationships. Let that person speak. Let that person go on a little rant and listen. Listen very closely, because you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot about that person. And of course, being able to tap into your feminine by being more receptive of information, receptive of what others are saying. It's a Fendi fact. And it's also a good strategy in, you know, peeping people when they need to be peeped. So it's a two-in-one. It's a two-in-one. But I would say that is my last and final tip on how to start your feminine journey. So hopefully all of those tips did benefit you in one way or another. If they didn't, then I'm sorry, girl. Y'all have some other videos on it that you might like, but I'm sure you liked it. I'm sure you liked it. If you do want to see more content like this, more femininity content, self-help content, self-love content, make sure that you let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm back, y'all. I love talking about this stuff. I literally, y'all, if you see my Instagram, girl's been trying to pop out, girl's been trying to look good and figure out what she's about. So again, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. You follow me on all my socials, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.